some comments coming in from KC Chakrabarti reacting to the expose on some of the private banks, saying that allegations don't mean that the banks are actually flouting their norms, and the fact that they cannot be taking any action just on account of the allegations. He goes on to say that no transactions have been carried out by the banks that have been accused, and that the RBI teams have started scrutinizing the banks in question, and that they are looking at tightening or changing norms if needed. He also goes on to say that the money laundering systems are up to the mark, and there are indeed sufficient guidelines as well at present. He says that they cannot take any action on mere allegations. So yes, a probe has been set up into looking at these allegations made. He also says that he's highlighted serious concerns on banks selling gold as well as gold loans, and that they have to maintain balanced KYC norms in order to improve financial inclusion as well, and that the RBI is concerned about the allegations, but it is not a systemic issue. It may be just alleging a couple of banks, and that a probe has indeed been set up to that fact. It is also, he says, up to the banks to cut rates in reaction to the policy, he goes on to say. Let's hear out his soundbite as well, reiterating the same.
You've always been talking about how banks are flouting the KYC norms, and of course now we've seen the Cobra Post scam happen, and RBI has already appointed a committee on that.
Flouted the KYC norms.
So,
allegations are being made. Allegation does not mean the flouting, na?
No.
There is not a single transaction has taken place. Somebody says, I have killed 10 people. That does not mean they have to be prosecuted. Has any transaction taken place? We have seen.
No.
Matter over.
No, but RBI set up a committee, so you of course are looking at
it. And you see, KYC violation will happen in any system. Look, these are all transactional issues. It has nothing to do with the money laundering. These are all, you see, people may not be paying the tax, and some money flows into the system. We have sufficient instruction to the banks how to avoid. So our people have gone for scrutinizing, and not only these banks, we do it for all other banks. And if you find that there is a need to further tighten our guidelines, we will do that. But yeah.
RBI has been apprised of the surge in money laundering activity, especially in the NCR region. But
what is money laundering? You must understand, money laundering means the source of money has to be through a criminal activity. So let us understand that money on which the tax is not paid and the money laundering are the two different things. So let us not unnecessarily downgrade ourselves. And that's what I said. Our money laundering system is perfect, absolutely there is nothing. But there may be other irregularities, KYC thing, suspicious transaction, this is the thing. There is sufficient guidelines, banks are following. There may be, you see, for example, when somebody is selling the, in fact, all our successive FSR report, we are highlighting concern about selling the gold coins, selling the insurance product, selling the mutual fund product. It involves the multiple regulator, it involves the KYC requirement. We are going for a large-scale financial inclusion. If we make the KYC things too stringent, then banks will not open the account. So how do we integrate the requirement of a society which is trying to penetrate in the banks and vis-a-vis these requirements? There are enough guidelines, but there is need, we will look into tighten.
So RBI is not really concerned about this scam that has happened at the moment?
There is no scam has happened.
So are you trying to say this is not rampant in the country?
Absolutely not, absolutely not. So how? Absolutely. First thing that you show me a single transaction has taken place.
No, but this is a...
That's what I am telling you. No, this is not the thing. But I know some transaction may be possibility, not possibility. Some transaction will always take place. You see, every day 20 lakhs transaction takes place in a bank. The system as a whole, more than 1 crore transaction takes place. We cannot say everybody knows. We don't require any strange operation to say that in this country people have black money. Some black money remains in the bank account. For that, do you require to have a strange operation? This is your media hype. You have no other work, continue to do that thing, I have no problem. What we say that, don't say that our system is so bad.
So, but Central you have set up a committee. You have set up a committee to...
we are looking, this is continuously, these are always, we are sensitive what is happening. We are thankful that the people who do the operation, we are thankful. This gives us the opportunity. The concerned banks also look into that. We also look into that. But we don't make it as a systemic issue.
What have you told the bankers today? What have you told the bankers today?
Have you discussed this in the...
You see, that is between supervisor and supervised entity. That is not for public consumption.
No, but
if we issue any guideline, today only we have a meeting on the risk-based supervision. If whatever we have to convey general, we convey. But individual guidance, it is between the supervisor and supervised entity. That is not for public consumption.
So, will you look at revising the KYC norms?
No, there is nothing wrong with the KYC norms.
And sir, or rather the implementation of KYC.
The implementation are always, because we require technology. We have 6 lakh villages. We don't have bank branches. People don't have addresses. There are many other issues. You see, people have multiple bank accounts. We are trying to stop that. You see, our guideline last year we have issued. Each bank must have only one customer ID they have to give in. So those things, technology was not there. We are improving that thing.
So
that will be always there.
So why was this event kept today? Because it comes at a time...
No, that was not because of that. It was kept much earlier. It was discussed, in fact, in our last annual quarterly policy meet. We have decided to go for a risk-based management system much earlier. And we have declared it much earlier that we are going. There is a committee report was there, high-powered committee on improving the supervisory system.